What is going on, YouTube? Gonna be doing another episode of. I'm used to vlogging where my camera's here. Sorry, I gotta look at here. I'm gonna be doing another episode of live stream of Let's Session. This is essentially just me sessioning here. Figured I have no words. What are words? I figured it'd be interesting for you guys to see how I session, or have you guys tag along with me, in a sense, while I practice here. One of the reasons I started doing this is because people are watching mukbangs, people are watching live streams of other people playing games, or kids watching other kids play with toys. So I might as well, being a dancer and a creative, might as well share with you guys just me sessioning, practicing, and I forgot to go live on Instagram, so I might have to reiterate everything I just said. But yeah, I'm gonna be sessioning for a good 30 minutes. I generally do this in between an hour and a half of work to get my body moving, because sitting in a computer chair editing pretty much all day and working with clients, it's not good for you overall. So I'm gonna go on Instagram live right now. I'm gonna have to reiterate everything I said. And if you guys have questions in regards to anything, hey, Instagram. If you guys have I'm talking to YouTube right now. If you guys have questions in regards to anything, let me know, and when I have time to look back at the comments, I'll respond to you guys. So what's going on Instagram? It's Instagram's turn now, YouTube. What's going on Instagram? I'll give you guys a minute while it says my connection. Okay, I think it's good now. What's going on Instagram? Doing another Let's Session today. Gonna be doing this for about 30 minutes. I don't know how many songs that's gonna be, but yeah. As I was explaining to my YouTube audience, the main reason I'm doing this is because there's people doing live streaming of mukbangs, or people doing live streaming of them doing games, or heck, even kids, kids watching other kids play with toys. So I figured might as well give an inside look, I guess, of just me sessioning. And if you got any questions in regards to dance, let me know. If you guys got any creative ideas while I'm in the process of dancing, I'm definitely open to that as well. That's one of the reasons I love going to sessions, is because when you're with other people who are just in there to improve and to practice, you guys, you end up, bouncing ideas off one another, because you only know what you know, and when you get an outside perspective, it just definitely helps out and helps with your growth. So I'm gonna get started. Not sure how many songs I'm gonna be doing today, but yeah, I'm gonna aim to make this at least a once a month. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna aim to make this at least a once a month thing, but so far it's looking good. I got a jump start on this in January, so who knows? I might make it twice a month. Who knows? All right, first song's up. Oh, hear my knees cracking? All right, I've been feeling this song since yesterday, so it's a different kind of movement for me, or a different type of sound, so it's definitely gonna be a challenge. So. Oh. Not loud enough for me. Against the wall, I'm scared I'm falling, losing all my control, and I'm tired of talking. Feel myself saying the same old things, because love's important. Don't wanna lose you this way. Tell me when you're about to break up. Just wanna kiss and make up one last time. Touch me like you touch nobody. Put your hands all up. What continue for practice.
So tell me, can we work this whole thing out? Work this whole thing out. So tell me, can we work this whole thing out? Work this whole thing out. Kiss me, girl. Touch me like you touch nobody. Put your hands all up on me. Tired of hearing sorry. Kiss me, girl. I don't need this party. 'Cause all I want is you above me. Tired of hearing sorry. Kiss me, girl. 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 Kiss me, kiss me, girl. Kiss me, girl. Kiss me, girl. Kiss me, girl.
Okay, that's the warm-up round. Oh, oi, oi. I think my cousin was just on here. Okay, so first round. Oh my gosh, I'm only like not even 10 minutes in yet. Okay, I'm winded. I shouldn't have had Cheetos before this. So it's making me feel really bloated right now, but whatever. So I'm gonna take a quick break, just ramble for a little bit until I catch my breath. Hey everyone who's hopped on so far, appreciate you. Gonna be sessioning again in a little bit. Still not used to sessioning in front of a live audience, so to speak. So gonna be and for some reason I'm like, I know I'm overdoing it. I'm dancing like I'm in a cypher or performing, so I gotta tone it back because this is just a session. I'm just trying to practice, but because I know people are watching, I kind of want to do show off moves, and I'm trying to avoid doing that because this is just a practice session. Okay, I think my breath is all caught up now. Next song, I don't know what song I'm gonna play. You guys got any requests of songs that you want me to freestyle to, or if you would like me to freestyle to? Comment down below, YouTube, Instagram. Definitely open to listening to some new artists. Oh, this is speaking of new artists. Listen to this guy right here. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Not that song. My internet's being weird right now. Sorry, guys. What's up, 2 minutes?
Yeah, I came on the scene and I did it alone. I work every weekend, I've been in the zone. Got so many bars, I don't need a phone. They call it a game and I'm looking for thrones. Going through every comment, I'm wondering why everybody been talking. They telling me how I'm supposed to be rocking, but really they wish they've been doing this all on their own. Negative talk don't faze me, I got real fans who gon' play me. Skill don't work when you're lazy, and I see dreams wasted daily. And I'm going to get it right now, cause nobody been handing it out. Everyone know that I'm playing for keeps. The quicker you get it, the quicker you leave. And I've been working like 10 days a week, never got time to be spending asleep. I've been dreaming up with my eyes open at 3-1 lead, but I'm not choking. They all cap like caps lock. This the anthem, taking hats off. Not concerned about trash talk. I'm counting down to that blast off. Like, whoa, I'm ready to go. Don't give advice, you ain't done it before. You think you been ballin', but look at the score. We rockin' that camo, we going to war. Yeah, I'm Tom Brady with a comeback. You falling off like a hubcap. These other rappers up Thursdays, who we talk about you as a throwback. I know who really killing it now. I'm making my family proud. Don't matter what everyone's saying, as long as I'm what they are talking about. Yeah, hit a milli now, they be sitting down. I be moving up, I'm the reason why they be giving up, cause they can't relate. I've been on my way to a better life, had to sacrifice. Sleeping every night, working overtime, had to pay the price. Following my dream, now I'm on the rise. They be watching me, what a time, what a time. Last year it was all mine, this year I'ma keep it going. New album, you know it's coming. I've been down with the same ones, new year on the same one. Don't play with me, I don't play nice, and I'm building up this ain't overnight like whoa.
Next song. That's short.
Won't you tell me that?
Oh. Freestyle. There it is. Cool, you guys good so far? So, you're just hopping on, I'm just freestyling, you guys are just, you know, giving me feedback, or song suggestions, or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna get started.
Baby, I've been thinking about you on the phone every night until 2. I promise I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. I think of you under city lights. Like once a year you get to see me twice. I can't take any more of these petty fights. I can't talk right now, I'm about to take a flight. Hang up and my heart aches. One step from a heartbreak. Hold up, am I too late? What you doing up so late? Don't say it's a mistake. Look, I know I've been distant. What do I do when I know what I want? What would I feel when I know that you're gone? What will I say when you tell me move on? I can't think for a moment of letting you go. Stars give me doubts, you gave me hope. Fans giving me capes, you're helping me cope. And all you want is my winter coat. My hand with yours in that winter coat. Laying on your bed like let it snow. Saying I miss you before I go. My eyes looking like yours when I go. The hardest thing to feel was on that plane like this ain't real. I'ma come right back, I'ma fly right back. Give your life like this ain't real. Cause I know it's hard for you, you want more than a FaceTime. All your friends say you gotta FaceTime. Like you're not in love, you just love to waste time.
Couch.
You stay up every night late when I'm working. Put a smile on my face, yeah, when I'm hurting. Love is hard, but I know we're learning. Nothing's perfect, but this is worth it. Baby, I've been waiting for you. Baby, I've been thinking about you. On the phone every night until 2. I promise I'll get back to you. I'll get back. Baby, I've been waiting for you. Baby, I've been thinking about you. On the phone every night until 2. I promise I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. I flew out to you on that December night just to talk about what we want from life. I look at you, I know the future's bright, but I know there's more than that. This life is calling, I'll call you back. You know I got yours and you got my back. Yo, we got love, but it's more to have. Yo, we got love, but it's more to have. Sunsets to see, places to be. Want you to want more than just you and me. Want you to want more than just what you need. Want you to be who you want to be, but we gotta put the work in. 6 people in a house ain't working. My life is a circus, I'm certain you see all the curtains and walls that I put up. Love doesn't fix every burden, I'm working on me. I want you to see everything I believe. Want you to wake up and see all your dreams. Life is a mess when you settle for less. When faith is your eyes, you see beautiful things, and I know everybody gonna get old. Summer never stays, everybody gets cold. Guess what I'm saying? My life is a book and I'm writing the pages and how it gets told. I'ma make it all count. You don't gotta worry, no more sleeping on the couch. Come to my place, let me show you what I found. I'ma make it back, I'ma make us all proud. I know you've been waiting, I know that you hate it. You're missing my voice every time that you play it. And when I'm on stage, I'll be thinking of you. Give us a life and I did it for. Baby, I've been waiting for you. Baby, I've been thinking about you. On the phone every night until 2. I promise I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Baby, I've been waiting for you. Baby, I've been thinking about you. On the phone every night until 2. I promise I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you.
Nope. Not that flexible. Okay.
I'll get back to you.
Alright, so I just did a combo that kind of just messed around and figured put it together, so I'm trying to remember it so I can use it for the next time I get down into the cipher. So let's see how it goes. So I know it definitely involved a hook, some sort of hook, but the basic one was me sitting in my butt. So I ended up in this position, thread through, boom, thread through, boom. So I'm trying to add this into another combo, another little set I do where I do like a really cheesy arm wave, but I do it on the floor. So I'm trying to figure out how I do that. Boom. No. I just thread it through, wave, boom, hook, then blow up. That's kind of the idea what I'm thinking of. But right now it just feels super choppy. So let's figure it out. Let's get the foundation of it first before I start trying to get too fancy with it, because I want to push it creatively. If you saw me like playing around, it was like this, then somehow going onto it like that, maybe. So maybe we should start from a low hook. No, the thread isn't that dramatic, so I'm trying to sell it more. Boom, pop, boom, drop. I gotta come up with a dramatic way and increase my flexibility here. Boom, hook. But then this creates a problem to get to the next move because I'm in this one. So try to keep it in this position because I want to be able to come out. Boom, maybe. And then it lets me do this, into that. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm really gonna have to review this because I'm not sure. Right now it just feels choppy since it's new. So I'm gonna add this as part of my homework moves, which is like moves I'm essentially working on, but it's like it still feels choppy. So one of them being shoulder freeze to blow up. But right now, since we're on this topic, or on this particular combo that I just kind of made up by accident, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna adjust the YouTube people real. No, actually, I'm just coming back. Can you all see me? So I'm just really close to my desk. I don't want to hit it. All right. So okay, I came from here. Okay, hook down, boom, boom. Now I can do a sweep, da 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 da, and then blow it up. So kind of like that. And then in terms of flexibility, that's the one that gives me the most room right now. So I'm not going to worry too much about how I'm going to get into it right now. Just focus on the combo. So boom, drop, out, here, thread, boom, 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 boom. Close. Let's try that again. Come a little closer. So I'm going to start from a high hook. Working on this combo if you're just hopping on. I'm working on a combo I just kind of accidentally discovered. I'm going to try to clean it up. And if it's a bit sloppy, it's meant to be, I just came up with it. Okay? Coming from high hook, drop, out, boom, thread, da, really choppy wave, boom, boom. Try not to hit my desk. Okay, quick break. See if there's any questions. Hey Jen, thanks for hopping on. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. 20 minutes in my half-hour session. Hey, at the KC, thanks for hopping on. Thank you everyone for hopping on. Aquan B-Boy or Disney for Life. You know, Disney is raising up their prices for their tickets, so I don't know how I feel about that, considering that Disneyland is the smallest Disney park out of all the other ones. So, quick break. Okay, so generally how I do my all of my sessions, I'm probably going to say this a lot as I'm doing this, is I like to split it between play and actual like homework moves or technique practice, because it's one of the things I discovered when it came to dancing is like you can work on the technique all you want, but if you can't execute it in the middle of dancing, then you just have an isolated move that you can do in practice. So that's why I do play, which is thank you, I appreciate it. That's why I do the play aspect, which is like 70-80% effort in terms of doing your dancing, not insanely full out where it's like pushing your heart rate up, but you're mainly getting your body moving and then implementing the new move you just learned through the technique, which is why I call it homework moves, because these are moves that you're not exactly, that you haven't mastered yet in a sense, but you definitely want to use, but you want to use it when you freestyle. And you don't want to, last thing you want to do when you're in a cypher is like have to think about a specific move. You want to be able to flow into it. So which is why you play around with your dancing, you especially play with different types of music, you adjust, allow yourself to, as an artist, as a creator, to discover the different type of movement that you can create, that you can create through the music without having to rely on technique and all the other stuff is, when you're trying to execute a specific move. Headspin is something that is more of a technical move, because you have to you have to get the foundation of how to set it up, how to do the taps, how to get it right into it. Then you can get more, once you master that technique, you move on to being creative with it. So it's really, you start with the technique with a headspin first, then you play with it. With a lot of dancing, I guess for freestyle in general, you don't necessarily need technique, but technique helps out 1,000-fold. Like if you have a foundation of grooving, foundation of some sort of any kind of grooving, breaking, locking, housing, any foundation is going to help you with freestyling, because it gives you a base language to speak with. Then you can start discovering everything else. One of the things I'm going to a rant. One of the things I notice when people want to learn how to dance is that they try to go like super advanced real quick, and it just looks sloppy and awkward. And I commend people who go for it right off the bat. But I definitely think, there's nothing wrong with taking a step back to clean certain things up. I mean, one of the biggest lessons I've learned when I was being trained in locking and breaking and even popping was that it doesn't matter how advanced you are, if your foundation is whack, your dancing is going to look awkward, okay? And your foundation is essentially, if you run out of moves, you have foundation moves to fall back on. Like for example, for breaking, you can have all these fancy stuff, but when you run out of moves, you can always go back to a CC or a 6-step, because it's a foundation move. It's something that'll help you, that should be second nature if you're that advanced in a sense, because the foundation move will be kind of like you're doing something to transition you to the next, I'd say, more advanced technique, so to speak. So hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna do one more song. I think I have enough time for that. Checking the time here. Yeah, I think I have 1 or 2 more songs. I'll be doing a combination of practicing homework moves and just playing around. So that's the whole point of sessioning, for you to play around. Unless you're like gonna be a competitive dancer aiming to compete in battles or jams, or you have an upcoming competition, make sure that you're enjoying your practice sessions. So everyone who's just hopping on, one last song, I don't know, or 2 songs, I don't know. Nope. I should just find a playlist, just randomly play it, so that way I'm not biased to any songs. It's too late at this point. Let's see if I can open up the radio. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know the song at all, so I'm just gonna adjust to whatever's happening. Yo, I know you. I don't know the song at all.
Got me, I got you. All dreams they come true. Stay down till the end. Need me, I need them. Whole team gon' make hands. No time for fake friends. Yeah. Too many people be calling my phone, but I never be picking it up. Got everyone that I need in my circle. I never be going and switching it up. Working with the people who will follow me when I never thought it would have happened, and I never got love. Now they wanna piggyback on everything I got. I never knew it from the bottom, but never had enough. Please stay away. Find a new hobby, cause you've been too close to my personal space. Don't make me call out your names, but I'll go there and you gonna make me put you in your place. I'm trying to put my whole crew in the race. Came a long way from that minimum wage. Funny how money be bringing out people who never remember the time that they paid. Count it up on my 2 hands. If you wanna talk, I need 2 bands. I don't play around with no loose ends, and I never wanted willing to sacrifice when I roll the dice, then I'm counting you in. Day ones, no time for fake ones. Got me, I got you. All
Since I don't know the song, I'm trying to study it right now.
Need me, I need them. Whole team gon' make ends. No time for fake friends. Ain't about money, it's not being loyal. Cause when I had nothing, they stayed on my soil. The grass might be greener on the other side, but not for the ones who left me out to dry. I can forget, but I never forget. Money is power, but keep my respect. If you've been focused on credit or debit, then I'ma pay you a reality check. Some of the richest be feeling depressed. Material shit don't compare to the rest. I move around with my real ones, making memories worth millions. Goddamn, part of the plan. Do what I do and I do it for them. 7 a.m. and I'm going to bed. I can't let the competition get ahead. I've been going like I never got no one. I wanna stop it. I've been thinking about the people who be talking about they love it, and I know I gotta keep on winning. Never gonna give it to the negative energy, cause I gotta do it for the day ones, no time for fake ones. Got me, I got you. All dreams they come true. Stay down till the end. Need me, I need them. Whole team gon' make ends. No time for fake friends.
Okay. The song is called Drew Barrymore by Bryce Vine. Never heard of it either.
Just you in the grotto, nothing but your nights on. Keep the fucking lights on.
I think that's a challenge.
We don't need no bottle. Purple color lip gloss, room with the saguaro. Ain't nowhere I would rather be. Right between your holidays, coffee on the Flintstone, jewelry on the ottoman. Baby, let me in. For I get way too adamant about it. Love the way you shiver, dig into my shoulder blades. Feel it when you quiver. Higher level, elevate. You could be the renegade. I need to a glide. Harrison and Juliet, legends never die. The TV hasn't worked and they just probably got a shorty cable. Way too busy fucking on the sofa, the kitchen table. Is my vision hazy? You look like you're someone famous. Cause you're the next Drew Barry. I want more. And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for. Cause you're the next Drew Barry. Yeah. And I want more. And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for.
Alright, one more to move.
Cause it's something like the summer, kinda like a hurricane, sweeping through the desert. Hot Americana rain, falling wearing nothing but my Lauryn Hill shirt. It's kinda baggy on you, baby, but it works. The AC hasn't worked in ages. I could probably read the label. Way too busy
I'm not that flexible.
Am I hallucinating? Why do you look hella famous? Cause you're the next Joe Berry. I want more.
No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for. Cause you're the next Drew Barry. Yeah. And I want more. And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for. I wanna make every single moment for you great. Fly away to Cairo or LA. Girl, I want it, I don't wanna waste time, waste time. I wanna make, yeah, every single moment for you great, yeah. Fly away to Cairo or LA. Girl, I want it, I don't wanna waste time. Cause you're the next Drew Barry. I want more.
Little hot Cheetos burning my stomach.
And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for.
Okay, slow down.
You're the next Drew Barry. Yeah. And I want more. And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for.
Whew. That was an interesting challenge. Water. Okay. Whew. Alright. Yeah, my hair's a mess now. Thanks for everyone hopping on to watch this Let's session with me. Like I said, I'm going to be aiming to do this at least once a month. Luckily for me, I had some free time today, so if I have free time, I'm definitely going to be doing it on random. So, I mean, this whole thing is random. Like I said, the whole reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people are doing mukbangs or live streaming their their gameplay, or kids watching other kids play with their toys. So, excuse me, I figured, why not share with you guys what it's like sessioning with me. Right now, to be honest, it's feeling a little bit of I'm still very aware that there's an audience watching me, so I'm going towards my tendency and habit of trying to use show-off moves or performance moves just to wow the crowd. So, that's a good question. I'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, I'm going towards my tendency of performance moves to try to wow the crowd because I'm aware that there's an audience watching me, and for me, I'm trying to keep it to where this is actually just me practicing. As you saw, like me noticing that there's a move I wanted to do, but I wasn't flexible enough yet to do it. So, that's also one of the reasons, like, to show like that, with all these videos I share on YouTube and Instagram, you see like a product of just me practicing, but I want to share with you guys the process of me getting to that point, of me trying new moves, and messing up in front of you guys and showing that it's totally okay. Like I said, I'm not that flexible enough to do some threads yet. There's some homework moves that I'm working on to show to you guys that I'm still trying to grow. There's a lot of aspects of my dancing I still think I can improve on. One thing I'm definitely learning to accept is that power is not my strong suit. So I'll get to that question as well. Power moves aren't my strong suit simply because every time I've done it, from 90s to windmills to anything with a twisting motion, it's totally effed up my back. So, and it's put me out of commission. It's made practicing hard because of it. So I'm going towards more, instead of power, I'm going, it's for me, it's starting to lean in more about towards my strengths of what makes me feel good when I'm dancing. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on these questions real quick because so the first question from Aldito, or Al, can I just call you Al? So I feel terrible because we chat on Instagram. I can't say your name properly, but the question from Instagram is, any advice on footwork? I mean, it depends on the type of footwork. I think because there's floor work where you're just on the floor, but footwork, I mean, there's a basic 6-step kind of footwork. Find a pattern you want to learn, or create a pattern you want to learn, and just practice it a lot. Do what I was doing. Oh, well, I didn't really share today. Oh yeah, I kind of did. Was I discovered the pattern or learned the pattern I wanted to practice, and I did it slow at first, and it's meant to be awkward. You're meant to suck at it first, and then the more comfortable you get, the faster you can go. I think that's the best advice I can give about that. And find several different patterns you want to do, but ultimately you want to get one footwork pattern down really well, and that all starts with creating it or discovering it, learning it, doing it step by step and breaking it down, and then going back to what I mentioned earlier in this stream, which is go back to the play aspect. So to kind of show the example I was doing, like the new pattern I kind of discovered by accident was like this hook pattern, and I want to do thread here into all that, and I kind of did that by accident. So, and right now it feels choppy because I just discovered it, but how I was doing earlier while I was practicing, I was trying to figure out, okay, this feels good, okay, this feels good, kind of like literally doing it step by step. That way you can see the little nuances, what feels good, what will make what's going to hold you back from being able to execute properly. And then once you get that part down, when you're doing it slow, that's where you get to focus on the technique. When you're doing things fast, that's where you got to focus on execution. So, which is why I'm huge on play, where you got to focus on execution, and then the technique or homework moves, where you focus on the technique. So it's a combination of both. It's the artistry and the sport of it. So I hope that answered your question. So the other question is, so can I teach other people the moves? Yes, I can. I've been teaching since 2005. Started off with hip hop choreo or urban dance, however you guys want to define it. I've been teaching since 2005. Got into breaking at that time. Started teaching breaking around 2009. But yeah, I teach people the moves as often as I can. I don't have a regular class that I used to, but I do teach people the moves online, and I teach it through YouTube. I teach it through my online course at Udemy, and I also do workshops whenever I get the chance to, if it fits in the schedule or I happen to be in a new place that I've never been to and I just want to do a quick workshop. Generally, when I do like those types of workshops, those are free because I just want to meet new people at that area. So it's kind of my hack in making new friends in a new city. So there's that, and yeah, that's definitely one of the ways, and definitely one of the things I would definitely appreciate. If you guys liked this stream so far, one of the things I'm definitely trying to push is for, hey, is it easy? Oh, hello YouTube, I got a question. Is it easy to do this? Depends on what you mean by this. I think, here's what I think about dancing or freestyling. I think it's easy, not simple. That's what I think. Because the moves are easy. If you learn how to do things step by step, I think anyone can do a dance, and anyone can move. Trust me, I've worked with people from like kindergarten to retired 55-year-old engineers to stay-at-home moms who told me all the same thing. It's like, oh, Emeroy, I can't dance. I want to get more comfortable with my body. Oh, I'm too young, I'm too weak, I'm too frail, brittle, whatever, too uncoordinated. And one thing I've definitely discovered is that if you give someone the right guidance, the right blueprint, so to speak, that works for them, and meet them where they're at, anyone can dance. Because I think one of the things that people, as new instructors, make a mistake of when it comes to teaching is that they expect them to be at a certain level. And I mean, it makes sense if it's a master class or hip hop or a advanced class, because there's that expectation. But I think the job of the instructor is to make sure that they meet where their students are at. Like, are they getting it? Because for me as an instructor, if my students don't get it, that means I failed as an instructor, because they are frustrated, they aren't growing. So it's more of a process. Is this Carrion? Yeah, so when it comes to dance, everything is a process. Learning choreo is a process. You can learn the choreo one time, but that doesn't mean you mastered it. I've been doing dancing since, Jesus, for almost 20 years. Like even with, I dance with a hip hop theater company. Just because we learned a routine once doesn't mean it's done. We have to find a way to make it dynamic. We have to change it up, but there's always a way to make it better. So, and that also comes back to freestyling. You come up with this particular move. If you guys check out my YouTube, I have a lot of freestyle tutorials. One of my favorite things to teach, freestyle concepts to teach, is the ABC concept, where you take the ABC or your alphabet and you try to draw it through dancing. So instead of the typical A, B, C, like how I'm drawing a mirror for you guys, you try to do something else. Like you draw with your head, A, or your elbow, B, okay? And then you discover what pattern works best for you, and you keep practicing it. The more you do it, the stronger your ability to create is going to be, and even more so if you're just playing around with the music. So it's always a process. That's why again, goes back to while you're practicing technique, don't forget to play. Enjoy the part of the dancing part where it's creative, where you're not trying to focus on technique. You're just trying to focus on dancing. So I think that's where I think some dance practices can be counterproductive, because a lot of people because when it comes to rehearsals and things like that, you're very focused on the technique and the execution, making sure that it looks good on stage, and most of the time, the only time you really get to play, in a sense, is when you're performing in front of people. So it's important, like when you're doing, after your rehearsals, where you're focusing very much on technique, you find a way to dance, play, go to a cypher, go to a jam, go to a session, find something that allows you to experiment with your dancing. So that's it. If you guys got any other questions, then let me know. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. If you got any questions, I'm loving these questions. Let me know. I'm gonna grab my water I left over there, and I'll be back real quick. So, oh, it's empty. Failed. So, I'm gonna like pop a little squat here. Okay, what's going on YouTube, Instagram? Appreciate you guys hopping onto this live stream. So, okay, that's my son's toys and stuff I'm selling at a garage sale. So, if that's it, if there's no other questions, if you guys liked any of this, or if you guys liked any of my stuff on YouTube, I would appreciate your support by heading over to the Patreon. Just go to Emeroy.com. Everything's going to be in the link down in the description. Emeroy.com/Patreon, and I would appreciate your support in helping me. Not just like this is all free. This is no problem. One of the things I'm really trying to do this year is to get more guest instructors. So in order to do that, I wanna like as dancers, it's hard to try to get proper compensation. So when I get these guest instructors, I want to be able to properly compensate them, not just get them space, but I want to be able to properly compensate them for their time in teaching you guys. I can't speak words right now, but if you guys like any of the content that I'm sharing, make sure I would appreciate it if you guys became a patron. Like I said, Emeroy.com/Patreon or Patreon.com/EmeroyB. So let me see if I can just type it in here real quick on IG. So Emeroy. Oh, my girlfriend just hopped on. It's Homebody MUA. Make sure you give her a follow. She's gonna be doing makeup tutorials soon, right? I'm just typing this up. So I appreciate all the questions. I love the questions that come in here. she said no. I just said it out loud or in front of everyone. Cool. So that's that. Can I comment here? Sorry, this live streaming thing is still new to me, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. I really love the questions that you guys bring to the table because it allows me to expand. And everyone who watched this, I appreciate you guys on YouTube, on Instagram. I appreciate you guys watching. Love the support, the questions, and everything. And I'm just trying to milk hanging out with you guys because I gotta make lunch. So I appreciate the support, my brother. I will talk to you soon. We'll chat on Instagram. I love what you're doing, dude. I'd love to see you do a live stream. I'd love to. So make sure you follow Aldito. Let me know if I'm saying it right, bro. So or can I just call you Al? So make sure you follow him as well. His style is dope. I think you're from the Philippines, right? So I'm probably gonna. There's like a 15-second delay with this stuff, so I don't get the responses as fast as I would like. So that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Now, here's where you guys get to watch me awkwardly try to push the end stream button. Yeah, Al. Okay, wait. I'm trying to figure out how to. Oh, should I press this button on YouTube? Yes, end streaming. Cool.